I was the kid in high school that no matter what I did, I always seemed to be successful. I was the star of the basketball team. I was even homecoming and prom king. With anything I tried, I seemed to excel, and I can honestly say I felt competent. But that all changed whenever I graduated, and my father was sentenced to 10 years in prison for robbing a local bank. I had a really hard time managing my emotions whenever my dad got locked away. My life took a downward spiral, and I started to hang out with the wrong crowds. As a high schooler, no one would have ever expected that I would one day be making drug deals and relying on alcohol. All the talents that I had, I threw them away. It was just too much for me to think that I had to now be the man of the household and take care of my little sister all by myself. It was the most challenging thing I had ever faced. Luckily, I had someone looking out for me, someone there to remind me that I didn't have to go down the same path as my father. Hello? Who? Mr. Donald, what can I do for you? For some reason, and I have no idea why, my high school biology teacher, Mr. Donald, called me about once a week for the first year after I graduated. He said he was worried about me and wondered why a kid as talented as me hadn't gone to college. He would always recommend that I take the SAT and try and get into a good school. Honestly, I always just got mad at him and told him he didn't know me and he didn't know what I'd been through and he had no right to tell me what I needed to do. Eventually, as he kept calling, however, he got through to me, and I started to think maybe I could go to college. I started to take up some responsibility, and things started to turn around. I decided to put the drugs down and study for the SAT. I figured it couldn't hurt to at least try. I even started to cook dinner for my little sister and I. And sometimes I even did my own laundry. I was becoming a mature adult. After taking the SAT, I sat down with Mr. Donald and he helped me apply to schools throughout the entire state, most of which I thought were way out of my league. A lot of times it seemed that he was more confident in me than I was in myself. For weeks, I checked the mail, hoping to find a letter. But always, there was nothing, and I was disappointed. Until one day. Somehow, I got accepted to Stanford University, one of the finest institutions in all of California. For the next 4 years, that beautiful campus was my home, and I felt like myself again. I even found a group of friends who respected me and my decisions. You want a beer, Kent? That's alright, man, thanks.
Alright.
You got a 7?
Go fish.
During my sophomore year, I realized my calling in life. I scheduled an appointment with my advisor and told her that I wanted to change my major to religious studies. I never told anyone why. It was for personal reasons, but I knew what I wanted to do. I worked hard to earn my degree, and then I entered the seminary. One day, I hope to become a priest and forgive my father, myself. After all, every one of us deserves a second chance.